Hey guys, Lauren Isaacs here. I'm at the University of Toronto Scarborough campus, and we're trying to find out what students think about Israel. Let's go.
Israel is violating a lot of human rights and of Palestinians.
Do you think Israel has a right to exist?
It's not for me to say if they have the right to exist.
Do you think Israel has the right to exist?
I think everywhere has a right to exist.
Do you think Israel has the right to exist?
Yeah, as long as they do it peacefully and they're not pushing their religion on everybody else or anything like that, yeah.
Yeah, I believe that Israel has been constantly attacking Palestinians as for the last decades, for almost half of a century now. I believe it was 1960, right? The Palestinians are being persecuted. They're treated like second-class citizens. They don't have places to... They can't walk on the same streets as Israelis do. They're being attacked on the streets, things that people don't show on the media. What they do show in the media is when one Palestinian stabs an IDF soldier, but they don't show what happens afterwards to the Palestinian who stabbed the IDF soldier. It's ethnic cleansing now. You could see from the past decades that the Palestinian population is now dropping compared to before. And there is no two-state solution that Israel wants. They only want one state.
Sure. I have a follow-up. Do you know what the Palestinian growth rate is? So it's over 4%, which is one of the largest growth rates in the world, with the exception of North African countries. So how do we, reconcile that with the idea of ethnic cleansing if the population is increasing 4%?
Maybe the growth rate is what was it? The population growth rate. Yeah. Maybe that actually shows some sort of a resistance, like we're gonna keep existing. And maybe if Israel wasn't interfering in terms of like killing Palestinians, maybe the growth rate wouldn't, like Palestinians wouldn't feel the need to keep the growth rate so high, to keep I don't know.
I am Palestinian myself, and I lived in Palestine my entire life.
You said it's Israel Apartheid Week now. Yeah. Do you believe there's apartheid in Israel?
Yes, for sure. Like when we saw Benjamin Netanyahu's statements and remarks over the last week, where after Ilhan Omar's comments in Congress, Netanyahu said that Israel is a nation, is a state for only not all its citizens, but for the Jewish citizens only, and that falls under apartheid. There's an illegal apartheid wall cutting through Palestine right now. It's the apartheid wall that is still not done. It is still being built. It is.
Do you think their wall does serve a purpose, though? The security fence?
Well, it's a security fence that is built illegally on illegally obtained land. I'm not denying that Jewish people never lived there. Jewish people always lived in Palestine. They have been always there. There is Jewish Palestinians. My family has many Jewish friends. Jewish people are not the enemy here. It's the Israeli state that is the problem. It's not the religion itself. It's not the people. It's the systems that are put in place.
So there's complete freedom of movement. There's complete freedom of employment. They have a government. There's complete freedom of everything, in the West Bank and in Israel. Going through a checkpoint, why is that a problem? Inherently, why is that a problem for you?
First of all, I want to say that you mentioned there are 3 sections to the West Bank. There should only be one section, and that section should be the whole West Bank, and that section should be completely under Palestinian control. If you want to go on to the 1967 agreement, like the Oslo Accord and everything like that.
Do you have a problem with checkpoints at the airport?
I don't know of any checkpoint at the airport. I don't know.
When you go to the airport, you have to stand in a customs line, and then you have to go through the metal detectors, and they open your bags, and they put them through the x-ray machines, and sometimes you get patted down, or they take the drug test on you, whatever, and it takes quite a while. They say you have to get to the airport, 2 hours before to get through the customs line at any airport, in the whole world, in the whole world. Do you have a problem with going through metal detectors at the airport?
Of course not, but that's different than airport. You're traveling, you know. Why should going from point A to point B, from school to home,
Isn't that
be
traveling?
like, yeah, why should that be? But it's not like traveling like you're going to another country. You're just going from like, you're just going like,
Suggesting Palestine and Israel are different countries.
yeah, but the thing is that area is considered Palestine under international, like under like that.
Do you recognize that Hamas is a terrorist organization?
I believe that I don't want to call anyone a terrorist. I believe that if you say that Hamas is a terrorist, Hamas would say Israel is a terrorist as well. So there's two sides to the spectrum.
How are we defining terrorists versus armies? Like soldiers versus terrorists? How would you define it?
How would I define soldiers versus terrorists? Hamas calls their terrorists soldiers. So it completely depends on your perspective. One man's terrorist, another man's freedom fighter. One man's freedom fighter, another man's terrorist.
So we've had a very interesting day here at UofT Scarborough interviewing people about Israel. We've had a lot of friendly conversations. We've also had some very hostile conversations. Stay tuned for more.